Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, with the latest offering from the Germania Mint. That's right, the Germania Mint took the collector world by storm in 2019 with the release of the Germania and then the Allegory series, as well as other offerings. And it is high premium bullion, and some of it is actually collector bullion as well. And it's a mint out of Poland that produces these, and they really are amazing specimens that harken back to what's known as Germania from a time long ago, and it does use a denomination, even though these aren't coins. They are what I like to refer to as fantasy coins, but they are technically rounds or metals. But this is the latest offering, and you helped to design this coin. That's right, or this particular round, so to speak here. This is the Germania for 2020. An absolutely stunning piece, and this particular piece comes with a certificate of authenticity here that comes with these. Very cool. It is the year 2020. The face value is 5 mark, which is a denomination that doesn't exist anymore, but it's a very cool piece indeed. I know some people were a little turned off by that, utilizing an old currency, but you think about it, the ideals that are represented, it is using Germania, and the fact that their Allegory series does invoke other nations in partnership, I think is a kind of a unique and concept for sure. It certainly doesn't bother me that they're using that denomination because it doesn't exist anymore at all. Anyways, that's why I refer to them as a fantasy coin. But nonetheless, it is fascinating. This is the actual piece itself, and it is quite stunning, I feel. And this was a design where it was chosen from online voting, and I believe this is the one that I chose too. And it features a rather busty version of Germania. Or maybe Germania has a push-up brawl there, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And but we won't focus too much on that feature there. No, we're going to check out the rest of the features of this particular coin here. This is the silhouette of the feminine personification of Germania on this 2020 fantasy coin. It's depicted with a dignified pose with a wind-blown cape. Lady Germania is accompanied by the two-headed eagle, which is a symbol from Germanic mythology. It's associated with Janus, the god of all origins, guardian of doors, gates, passages, and bridges, the patron of contracts and alliances. The eagle's head facing the opposite symbolize the past and the future. I love that galoche background pattern, too, that's been consistent with all of the releases for the Allegories and the Germania, and the cool pattern behind the other rim there, which has the words Germania 2020, the year of issue, and 1 ounce, 4 nines, 999.9 fine silver. Very cool indeed. Then the reverse has the refreshed with the largest changes in enrichment details concerning the eagle. So it's sort of been kind of revamped to a point here to showcase. And actually, I'm not sure that I've got another example nearby to show. I don't think, I don't have the other Germania handy here to compare it to that I can find. Let me see if I can actually, I may be able to see. It does look to be a bit more detailed and than what I had remembered seeing before. And so I'm going to see if I can find, I thought maybe I had it around here handy to show you. Let's see. Yes, I do. Actually, I do. Here is the 2019 Germania, and here's a 2020. And yes, you can see it is more detailed. That it does have a different look to it, which I think is quite fascinating indeed. And it does look a little better. It does look a little more detailed in the feathering there. in some aspect. Although the breast feathers, it almost seems like they're kind of lost among themselves. You can see the definition of the feathers in the 2019 version. It almost seems like the 2020 version looks like they're a bit ruffled a bit, even though they're more detailed. I don't know that that translates quite as well. But the rest of it, I think, is definitely sharper. It's more of a higher relief, I believe. But I think I like the breast feathers more on the 2019 version than I do in the 2020. There's a little milk spot in the 2019. I'm hoping that some people have complained about milk spots on these. I'm hoping that this year they won't have any. Now, the one thing, the field is it has a bit more of a frosting, thick frosting to it, which I think is good because it shows the contrast better in the details. But it's very well done, I think. And I do like the more slightly higher relief it appears to be, or more definition of this side, the Germania. I love the symmetry associated with these as well. The same reeded edge on this particular piece. The readings actually are pretty much the same. Sometimes they do differ from time to time, but you can see here's the obverse, the same galoche background pattern, which sort of is a security measure there. And this is quite stunning indeed. And I like how the eagle is perched there on Britannia's arm. Now, I will say that she looks to appear that she has gotten breast implants in the year before, and the hair is a more windblown or kind of outstretched on the 2019, it's sort of behind the cape here. But it is a very, very cool piece and a nice design, I think. And the fascinating thing about the offerings this year is the 2020 Germania will come in a proof version, which has a limited edition of 1,000 pieces. And it will also have a kilo version, which will be 80 mark, and that has a limited edition of 100 pieces. It will also be featured as a gold brilliant uncirculated with a mintage of 200 pieces, and then a 1 ounce gold proof version, which is limited to 100 pieces. And those are pretty high premium, by the way, for those. But that'll be the offerings for Germania Mint this year in terms of the other sides. It's very cool and fascinating indeed. It's a nicely designed piece, and I want to thank the Germania Mint for sending this along to me for review. And very cool indeed. And I'm looking forward to the allegories. I purchased the 10 ounce allegories, the Columbia and Germania. And that one, not sure when it's going to ship out, but obviously I'll do an unboxing. It was a very high premium piece, very limited mintage on those. But I thought, you know what? I bought it mainly because it's the thickest silver round ever produced anywhere. So because of that being a first, I thought it was apropos to accumulate it, to get it. So that's why. But nonetheless, is this a series that you are collecting? Do you enjoy this series? It is what's known as a better bullion or premium bullion. With I distinguish, as I mentioned before in a prior review for the Gilt Dragon. Premium bullion is different than collector coins, and typically because it has a limited, or at least the initial issue price has a limited premium on it. Anything I would say under half over spot, in other words, double spot, I would consider to be premium bullion. That's just in my own mind, rather than just an actual collector coin, which those can be well over 3-4 times over spot or 5 times over spot. That would what I call collector coins, where the premiums far outweigh the intrinsic value of the metal contained therein. This one, it's closer to it, and it's these things depending what they sell for out of the starting gate, typically sometimes they'll go for a bit more, but whatever, anything with silver spot price being at $17-18, if something like this were to sell for $25-30, that would be considered in my mind premium bullion. But nonetheless, it's fun to collect these kind of things. You never expect to retain that premium when you go to sell it, though. There have been, obviously, there are exceptions. By and large, a lot of these pieces like that, you buy them just because you like them. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.